Yo, what is happening, guys, and welcome back to the Let's Talk Fighting channel. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail today, we're going to be talking about the Sean Strickland versus Sneeko situation. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I wasn't actually fully aware of this thing. I was just told, I asked you to tell me some topics you wanted me to cover, and someone suggested this, and I wasn't fully aware. Things I was aware of, I knew Jake Paul tweeted at Sean Strickland on Twitter talking shit, offering him a fight, offering him the spar, saying that if Sean Strickland won, Jake Paul would give him $1 million. I knew about all that, but I thought that was just Jake trying to just poke Sean Strickland. I knew Sean Strickland was in some sort of controversy because of Sean Strickland. I thought Jake was trying to jump on that and trying to invite him out to like get a video and obviously do what Jake does. I didn't know about the whole situation, but what I've been told is Sean Strickland sparred Sneeko, and apparently, obviously, Sean Strickland is a full professional trained MMA fighter in the UFC. Sneeko was literally like a fucking streamer, content creator, and apparently Sean Strickland really beat Sneeko up, but I don't know, so we're gonna watch the video. I said I don't know too many details on this. I just know the things that have been told, so we're gonna watch it. We're going to see why everybody's upset, and I'm going to give my opinion on the matter, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go right into the spar. Okay, so just before we started, this guy who's uploaded the spar has written some context, which is good, so I can kind of know what's going on. This was an organised sparring session at the UFC PI. UFC staff and security attended. Sneeko had UFC/MMA fighters in his corner, and Sneeko was examined by UFC doctors after. Okay, if he was examined, he might have... Okay. We're gonna see what happens here. That's a nice job from Sneeko at least. Okay.
Think about if you knocked me out, how cool that would look for your you could actually accomplish something by doing nothing.
Okay, Sean Strickland talking shit as he always does. Okay. Okay. That was a nice left hook by Sneeko, and I literally just paused it as he like gets a nice jab off on Strickland. I need to know more context. How did this spar happen, bro? Who the hell? What made Sneeko think, right, let me spar Sean Strickland? What the hell happened? Like, how was this set up? You know what I mean? Like, does Sneeko know someone who turned around and said, "Oh, I'm buddies with Sean Strickland. He can come in," because obviously Sneeko's learning the box. Maybe he knows someone who's buddies with Sean Strickland or in his team, and said to Sneeko, "Hey, you should spar or something. He'll come in, he'll give you a bit of work, he'll teach you a few things, blah, blah, blah." And Sneeko agreed. I don't know. I need to know how this started, but I mean, well, I'll just let it happen. It goes on. But Sneeko doesn't look too bad. Obviously, Strickland is just playing with him, not hitting him back.
You know, as this round progresses, the second notice
He caught him on the chin. Also, obviously, none of them were on head guards. Strickland's a UFC fighter, he doesn't need to. But Sneeko's thrown to the head. Now, what type of spar is this?
As we get closer to the 3-minute mark, you're about to feel significantly more about a pain.
Okay, right. Okay, so like I said, Sneeko's obviously hitting them to the head. Most sparring, you usually don't hit them to the head. You usually hit them to the body, you tap them in the head. None of them were on head guards, that's including Sneeko, Strickland. Strickland doesn't need a head guard, but the fact is Sneeko's hit them to the head. Was this just a spar where Strickland goes, right, we're going to get in, just go for it, do your best, and I'll do whatever? Because like I said, I know what type of dude Strickland is. I haven't seen this, but I know what type of dude Strickland is, and I know Strickland is just a dickhead. Anyone who knows who Strickland is knows he's just a straight up dickhead. That's genuinely what it is. He plays into it. He knows he's a dick. He knows he's a dickhead, and he plays into it. So I just don't understand what went through Sneeko's mind. Did Sneeko get in here thinking like, yeah, this guy Sean Strickland, he's such a nice guy, blah, blah, blah? Because right now it's going fine. But then what he just said there, he said when it gets closer to that 3-minute mark, you're going to experience a severe amount of pain. Now Sneeko obviously might think, oh yeah, no, that's just a bit of shit talk, because he said, oh, maybe you can accomplish something in your life if you knock me out, blah, blah. But going off what people said about him beating Sneeko up, you know, that wasn't really trash talk. It was more of a warning. I mean, that Sneeko can't do anything that's going to hurt him.
You're about to have a really bad fucking day in the next minute.
See, this is just straight up frats at this point. Sneeko does look decent, to be fair. Obviously, Strickland ain't doing anything, but Sneeko's doing decent. He's using his jab a lot. That's not too good. But
There's this moment you're realizing that you cannot hurt me.
Well, yeah, you're a UFC fighter, bro, and he's literally an influencer that just learned the box. Of course, he's not gonna hurt you.
No way, it's coming. You're a very tough influencer. 3 minutes left.
He's just continuing the shit talk. I'm okay.
Is it set in yet that you're about to get hurt? No, you're good. You're good, bro.
I'm so confused. Does Sneeko know what's happening right now? In this spar, did Sneeko click? Okay. The way he's talking, he's just trash talking, or did he click? Okay, he might actually like hit me with something there. Like, did Sneeko click, or did Sneeko just think, oh, it's just a fun spar, he's gonna help me get work?
In your brain, did you think this is how it was gonna go?
Sneeko's not doing bad.
He's not doing bad. That was a nice little combo, but I'm more here to see what happens soon.
Ooh.
That's good body shots, good punches to the head by Sneeko. But
Let that right hand go. What time we at?
see, he keeps checking for the time. That's not a good sign.
I want to enjoy this a little bit longer. Let that right hand go, Steve. There you go.
Oh shit, okay. Oh fuck me, okay. Alright, there's a towel. I'm pretty sure there's another towel that got thrown in. Right, what the fuck is this, bro? Right, there's another towel. Right. Before we even continue, bro. What the fuck is this? This is literally a UFC fighter who is literally at the top of the game. Who is literally at the top of the game. Held the belt. And fights for a living. Throwing real fucking shots at an influencer that literally has only learned to box, I think, over the past 2-3 months. What the fuck is this? Now, don't get me wrong. You're getting in there with Sparring, a UFC fighter. He's going to go a little bit hard on you. He's going to throw a few heavy shots to teach you a lesson. He's going to humble you a little bit because you're stepping into the combat sports. I understand that. But what the fuck is this? You throw a couple. You throw a couple to the body. You teach him how to take it, blah, blah. But what... He's genuinely, he threw, did you not see some of those fucking punches, bro? I want to wind this shit back. He hit Sneeko. Like, I don't know if it connected clean, but he hit Sneeko with a few serious fucking shots there. 3:15. Ready? Watch.
I want to enjoy this a little bit longer.
Watch. Ready? Look.
There you go.
Bang.
Oh.
He came across with a big right and caught Sneeko, then got him and went bang, bang, uppercut. And I don't know if they landed fucking flush, but regardless, even if they got caught in the gloves, that's some serious fucking power and some serious punches from a fucking so-called UFC fighter who's supposed to be there to spar, not beat the fuck out of, spar an influencer and teach that influencer something. What the fuck is this? This isn't sparring. This isn't teaching him anything. This is just Sean Strickland being Sean Strickland, which is just a straight A fucking dickhead. And that's it. I'm gonna let this continue and see. Obviously, you see the dog win. Strickland ignores it, of course. Another towel. Strickland ignores it. Keep going at him. Another towel. Strickland ignores it. Constantly going for it, bro. Right. Well done. And this is what I'm gonna say. Well done too. Right. So the guy who stopped Strickland, I don't know what his name is, and I don't really care to know what his name is, to be honest. But I was going to react to a different version of this, and it was just a guy commenting, but he gave me a little bit of context, which I'll keep in this video. And one of them would say that there was UFC and security, like UFC officials and security that was here. He's obviously a coach. He's part of Sean Strickland's team or whatever the fuck. I've seen him before. I just don't know his name. He clearly knows if he's part of Strickland's team. He knows what Strickland's like. He knew Strickland's game plan. And yet he let this happen. So not only does that make Sean Strickland a dickhead, But that means Sean Strickland's team, that guy there, his coaches, everybody involved in this, they could have stepped in and stopped it, is a dickhead. The camera guy, yeah, he's still recording, but he couldn't fucking do anything. The people standing around, they couldn't really do anything. But see the security and the fucking actual trainers and shit from the UFC, especially part of Strickland's team, they could have told Strickland, no, if you want to spar him, you go in, you teach him a little bit, you rough him up a little bit and teach him a lesson, put work in. If you're going to do that, then no, because that's just beating up on a fucking influencer who's not trained to do that. So not only is Sean Strickland a fucking dickhead in this situation, but his whole entire team are dickheads for standing by and letting this happen. And let me make this clear. I'm not a fan of Sneeko at all. I think Sneeko, I don't mind him as much now, but I think Sneeko's an ass. I'm not a fan of him. He's annoying. I'm not a fan of Sneeko. And when Sneeko got punched by Bradley Martin, I enjoyed it because that Sneeko annoys me. But that was different because that was still an influencer. An influencer. This is literally a UFC champ. It doesn't matter if it's Sean Strickland or it's someone like fucking Adesanya. I like Adesanya. But if Adesanya did this, I'd be calling him a dickhead too because this is something you shouldn't fucking do. You're professionally trained at a world championship level. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Stepping in here and doing this shit? And one thing I've noticed, he threw real shots at Sneeko. Do you know what makes Strickland look even stupider? He threw real shots at Sneeko. Now, could he have put Sneeko through the fucking floor? 100%. But he threw some real shots at Sneeko, and Sneeko's still fucking standing. So, not only is it proof Sean Strickland's a dick, but he kind of looks like a dick now because Sneeko was still standing. He wanted to knock Sneeko on his ass. It got stopped before he got the chance. But the point is, you got some good shots in there, and Sneeko still fucking stood. So, aside all that, fair play to Sneeko, whether you like him or not. That motherfucker has a chin because he took some fucking shots from a UFC champ. Bro. Fuck me, look at Sneeko's face, bro.
Fall down, Sneeko. You need to fall down.
Yeah, because that makes it better, bro. See, look at Sneeko's face. Bro, fuck off.
Hey, you didn't fall, Sneeko. Good job.
See, you can tell Sneeko's pissed on the inside.
World champion.
What's she doing in the towel?
Way to show some balls, dude. The guy ran over.
Fuck off. Honestly, fuck off. Like, don't get me wrong, Sneeko was joking about there at the end. Fair play to Sneeko, like I said, for taking those shots. But you could tell Sneeko was pissed a little bit because whenever he goes, oh, you didn't fall down, Sneeko. And then whatever the fuck you call that coach guy was there, like, oh, yeah, you know, you did good. You didn't fall down. You took some shots. Sneeko was kind of standing there. You could tell, like, don't get me wrong, they're giving him credit. But you could tell Sneeko was also pissed because he's like, you knew he was going to get in and do this. And you know I'm not trained, and you genuinely let him do this. As a professional coach, trainer, whatever the fuck you are, you let a professional get in here and do this to someone. What the fuck's wrong with you? Well, what is actually wrong? What is wrong with your morals? Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. But that's the spar. I understand what people are saying now. I didn't understand much of it whenever I heard about it. I understand what people are saying now. But then there was a whole back and forth on Twitter, which we'll check out now. Alright, so I looked through some of the tweets and I screenshotted some to look over. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna touch on half of Strickland's tweets and I'll explain that. But we got Slim reacting to it. When he said, why did he go so hard on him like that? Was Sneeko that much of a threat to him? Seeing a high-level fighter bully guys that are just trying to learn the game makes me cringe, honestly. Slim is 100% right. Strickland literally saw an opportunity where he was like, this guy isn't trained. He's literally not a threat. Slim literally said there's no point where Sneeko proves the threat. Strickland literally saw an opportunity. This guy is not a threat. I can do whatever I want, so I'm going to. And the fact is, you can do whatever you want. You're a UFC fighter. You could have beat him up. You could have beat his whole crew up. You could have literally beat everybody in that gym up, probably at the one fucking time. That doesn't mean you should do it. It's like everybody has the freedom to do and say whatever they want. You have the freedom to be an asshole to everybody that you meet, but you just shouldn't. So it doesn't matter if you can. You shouldn't have fucking done it. Then there's HS TikToky. Sneako's a top melt, but Strickland a bitch for trying to hurt him like that. Should have just moved him a bit about a bit. If Strickland fighting streamers, let's get in the ring. I want to see what I can do. I'll fly to you, Baldy. Okay, well, first off, I want to point out HS Tech, don't even do that because Strickland will knock you the fuck out. He's still a UFC fighter at the end of the day. But I 100% agree with that. He literally said, he goes, Sneako's a melt. He doesn't like Sneako, but he's like, at the same time, I may not like Sneako, but what you did was fucked up. He didn't deserve that. And that's my point. I'm not a fan of Sneako either. I think Sneako's annoying. I do think he's an asshole. I don't think he's the worst person in the world. I just find him extremely annoying. But I didn't want to see him get beat up like that. Like I said, when it was against Bradley Martin, it was different because that was two influencers. This is a UFC fighter versus an influencer, and I don't even know how it happened. If Sneako asked for it, then fair enough. Sneako should have knew better to get in that situation. But even then, that does not excuse Strickland for doing what he did, even if Sneako asked for it, because Sneako clearly asked for it for a bit of work. I don't know if Sneako asked for it. Strickland could have fucking asked for all I know, but you shouldn't have done it. Obviously, we had Slim's reaction. KSI's reaction was, I know me and Sneako have our differences, but fair play for actually taking that ass whooping. Literally. Then Jake Paul. This is the one I was talking about. Where is it? Jake Paul goes, Sean Strickland, he did misspell Sean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's S-E-A. Yeah, it is S-E-A-N. So, Jake, I'm going to have to correct you for that spelling there. But he goes, Sean Strickland, you're embarrassing for trying to stop Sneako like that. You weren't even able to drop someone with no experience while going all out. You're a hard boxer that only picks on inexperienced people. I'll fly you out to Puerto Rico. We can fight on camera. If you win, I'll give you $1 million, half your net worth. But if you get dropped, you have to get better tattooed on you. DM me, but just like Paddy, I'm guessing you'll find a way to run. That is the tweet that I saw from Jake on Twitter before this whole situation. I had no idea what the situation was about. I just knew Jake tweeted that. Obviously, Jake trying to get under skin. I thought Jake was trying to, get something out of it. He was saying, okay, he's doing the bet thing where you win, I give you money. You lose, you have to get better tattooed, the same way he did with Tyron Woodley, saying, if you win, I'll give you, I'll give you another $1 million. If you lose, you have to get I Love Jake Paul tattooed. And Jake playing the YouTube game, he's trying to do that. I thought Jake was just calling out Sean Strickland. I obviously read the part where he beat up on Sneako, but I thought maybe Sean Strickland did a spar with Sneako, and he kind of just slapped him about a bit. And like Muhammad Ali would do, where he would play with his opponents? I thought that's what Sean Strickland would do. I thought that's what he meant. Sean Strickland got in there, threw him about a bit, slapped him, made a dick out of him, and I thought Jake Paul was like, okay, try to bully me. I thought that's what that situation was about, but clearly not. Slim also followed up with, it's embarrassing that he went that hard and still couldn't knock him down. Yeah, like I said, fair play to Sneako. Jake also followed up in his tweet saying, I hate bullies. I was bullied and then was the bully sometimes in my YouTuber days, but now all my energy is focused on boxing bullies, at boxing bullies helping the youth. But when I see someone like Strickland constantly bullying people, it's time to bully back. That's obviously Jake acknowledging that he was the bully in his YouTube days, but now he's against it, etc., etc. Jake also switched his cover picture on Twitter, or whatever the hell you want to call it, to Sean Strickland getting knocked out. So he's really trying to do something. But Jake's obviously offering money for that spar. Strickland, I don't think he's going to do it, because we all know what Dana White's like. Dana White is just, oh, I'm not earning anything. You can't do it then. We all know what Dana White's like. This is why Jake has a problem with Dana White, because Dana White doesn't care unless Dana White is gaining. And Dana White ain't going to let Strickland do that, because Strickland's in UFC contract. If they spar for free, Dana White don't care. But if they're doing it for money, he's going to care. Obviously, Strickland tweeted back at a lot of these. I'm not even going to read them out. To basically put it simply, Strickland was just talking about unaliving them. There was one tweet where he said that he wanted Jake Paul and him one-on-one, no cameras, no nothing, in the desert, and see who walks away or something like that. Basically just saying to Jake Paul, I could literally unalive you with my bare hands if I want to. And this is the guy that some people look up to, literally on Twitter, talking about murdering people. Bro, well, yeah, that's my whole take on this situation. I think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I think Sean Strickland's a dickhead. I've always thought he was a dickhead. He's been entertaining, but this just proves, you know what, he's not a dickhead. I'm going to say that word. It's banned on YouTube, but he's a and I'll probably have to bleep it, but he is. Yeah, I don't know how people have reacted to this. Obviously, the YouTuber scene has reacted negatively to it. I'm sure there's people out there that have enjoyed it, that turned around and said, oh, they're happy Strickland beat up Sneako, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I did see one comment that turned around and said, user acting like Strickland couldn't beat yous about. No, he 100% could. Strickland could beat Sneako up with all his crew, with every single person in the gym. Beat me up, beat you up. Strickland could literally beat the shit out of all of us with one hand tied behind his back. Strickland could tie both his hands behind his back and beat the shit out of me with just his legs. I'm not denying that. But that still doesn't change the fact I'm entitled to my opinion, and in my opinion, Sean Strickland is a dickhead. And I know I keep saying it, but I genuinely just don't like him. He's a piece of shit. He's entertaining, but when it comes to him as a person, he's a piece of shit. He takes advantage of things like this. Throw a few shots to the body. Teach him a lesson. Yes, but don't fucking straight up punch him directly in the face countless times with solid fucking uppercuts when he's had like 2 months boxing. That's just ridiculous, man. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. I think Strickland needs to fuck off. I'm actually interested in Jake Paul versus Strickland. I would actually like to see that sparring. I mean, I think Jake Paul might be biting off a little bit more than he chew, but if anybody in the YouTube scene is going to be able to somewhat stand with a combat sports athlete, it's Jake Paul. So Jake Paul might get the shit beat out of him in the spar, but if someone's going to even stand a chance and be able to level Strickland, it's Jake Paul. So I wouldn't mind seeing that spar for sure, and I would love to see Jake knock him out personally. But we'll probably never see it. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. Let me know your opinions down below. Do you think it's funny? Do you think Strickland's a dick? All this and that? Let me know. I'm gonna keep doing them. The next video up will probably be AJ versus Francis Ngannou, and then I'll be doing a video on the tournament on Misfits to lead up to Dean's next opponent. I'll be covering all them. So if you want to know about them, keep an eye out. They'll be up the next few days. But as always, hope you all think positive. Hope you all have an amazing day. Hope you all are staying safe. Like I said, let me know your opinions of this whole situation down in the comments below. Have a great one. I'll see you in the next one. So, peace.